On the morning of January 28, 1986, Space Shuttle Challenger stood on Launch Pad 39B at Kennedy Space Center for preparing for mission STS-51L. 7 people were aboard: Commander Francis Dick Scobie, pilot Michael Smith, mission specialist Judith Resnick, Ellison Onizuka, and Ronald McNair, payload specialist Gregory Jarvis, and Krista McAuliffe, a high school teacher chosen for NASA's Teacher in Space program. The mission had already been delayed several times due to weather and technical issues. Pressure from NASA management and the media to finally launch was building. The night before, engineers at Morton Thiokol, the contractor responsible for the solid rocket boosters, saw a serious problem. Temperatures at the launch site had dropped to 80 far below the conditions in which the booster's rubber O-ring seals had been tested. Engineers Roger Boisjoli and Alan McDonald argued strongly against launching. They warned that in such cold conditions, the O-rings might not seal properly, allowing hot gases to escape from the booster joints. In a tense late-night teleconference, NASA officials pushed back, saying there was no absolute proof that cold weather would cause a failure. Under pressure to avoid yet another delay, Thiokol management overruled their own engineers and gave a reluctant go for launch. At 11:38 a.m. Eastern Time, Challenger lifted off into a bright blue sky. For the first minute, everything appeared normal. The main engines in both solid rocket boosters seemed to be working as expected. At 59 seconds after liftoff, high-speed cameras recorded a small flame near the lower joint of the right solid rocket booster. The O-rings, stiffened by the cold, had not sealed completely. Superheated gases at around 5,000 degrees began escaping, acting like a blowtorch against the external fuel tank. The flame grew, eroding the metal strut connecting the booster to the tank and weakening the tank's supports. At 73 seconds into the flight, traveling at Mach 1.92 at about 48,000 feet, the external tank failed. Liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen spilled out and ignited in a massive fireball. The bright cloud many viewers saw on television was not a traditional explosion of the shuttle itself, but a catastrophic breakup of the stack. The crew did not die at that exact moment. The crew compartment, designed to withstand high stresses, separated largely intact and continued along a ballistic arc. Emergency oxygen supplies activated. Evidence suggests some crew members were conscious for at least part of the fall. Pilot Michael Smith's voice recorder captured him saying, "Oh, look," just before a structural breakup, indicating awareness that something had gone terribly wrong. For 2 minutes and 45 seconds, the crew cabin fell toward the Atlantic Ocean. It reached speeds over 200 km/h before impacting the water about 18 miles offshore. The force of the ocean impact was unsurvivable for all 7 astronauts. Shuttle flights were suspended for 32 months while a presidential commission investigated. The solid rocket boosters were redesigned with improved O-ring seals and joint heaters to ensure proper performance in cold weather. The Challenger disaster reshaped NASA's safety culture and remains one of the most studied accidents in aerospace history.